When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Quality means doing it right when no one is looking. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. If you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason why so few engage in it. If there is anyone's secret of success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from that person's angle as well as from your own. Don't find fault, find a remedy. You can't build a reputation for what you are going to do. One of the greatest discoveries a man makes, one of his great surprises, is to find he can do what he was afraid he couldn't do. It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. Nothing is particularly hard if you divide it into small jobs. We don't want tradition. We want to live in the present, and the only history that is worth a tinker's damn is the history we make today. I am looking for a lot of men who have an infinite capacity to not know what can't be done. There is no man living that cannot do more than he thinks he can. Time and money spent in helping men to do more for themselves are far better than mere giving. A market is never saturated with a good product, but it is very quickly saturated with a bad one. Exercise is bunk. If you are healthy, you don't need it. If you are sick, you should not take it. I cannot discover that anyone knows enough to say definitely what is and what is not possible. If money is your hope for independence, you will never have it. The only real security that a man will have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and ability. There are no big problems, there are just a lot of little problems. The man who will use his skill and constructive imagination to see how much he can give for $1, instead of how little he can give for $1, is bound to succeed. Money is like an arm or leg, use it or lose it. Wealth, like happiness, is never attained when sought after directly. It comes as a byproduct of providing a useful service. A business that makes nothing but money is a poor business. Most people spend more time and energy going around problems than trying to solve them. There is joy in work. There is no happiness except in the realization that we have accomplished something. There is one rule for the industrialist, and that is, make the best quality of goods possible at the lowest cost possible, paying the highest wages possible. Even a mistake may turn out to be the one thing necessary to a worthwhile achievement. Competition is the keen cutting edge of business, always shaving away at costs. Business is never so healthy as when, like a chicken, it must do a certain amount of scratching around for what it gets. I do not believe a man can ever leave his business. He ought to think of it by day and dream of it by night. You can't learn in school what the world is going to do next year. Before everything else, getting ready is the secret of success. Whatever you have, you must either use or lose. An idealist is a person who helps other people to be prosperous. speculation is only a word covering the making of money out of the manipulation of prices, instead of supplying goods and services.